Guys, I really love One Piece, but I can't review the anime till it's done. So, when I'm 65? But how about the movies? Yeah, there are a lot of One Piece movies, but how can the average fan decide out of a bunch of films which ones are good and which ones you should skip and pretend never existed? Well, that's what I'm here for. And we'll start with the aptly named One Piece, the movie, released in the year 2000. The movie takes place with only Luffy, Zoro, Nami, and Usopp, so sometime before pretty much everything. It follows the Straw Hat crew quickly getting involved in an adventure involving the treasure of the deceased Wunan the pirate, who collected an absurd amount of gold and hid it all in one place. Apparently, that was the thing back in the day. The gold is supposedly hidden on this remote island, and the crew has to stop evil Captain El Drago and his men from taking all of the gold. Yes, it's a solid and believable premise for a One Piece movie. And speaking of that, there are a total of 3 things I'm really hoping to see from a One Piece movie. A fun adventure that matches the tone of the anime, better animation than usual, and a story that adds another dimension to the show. Well, they got 1.5 out of 3 there. Story-wise, it's a pretty typical affair, with pretty funny jokes, some swashbuckling adventures, and Luffy doing really stupid shit, but we still all love it anyway. It's your really basic stuff that never really deviates from the tone of the show. However, it never took any risks either, playing it extremely safe and not adding much to the overall One Piece mythos. I try to keep reminding myself that almost all of these movies are not canon to the series, so nothing that happens here was really supposed to happen in the anime, but that won't stop me from seeing if it added anything to the show, and I am happy to say that it did. Interestingly enough, this didn't come from the characters, since, being pretty early in the story, all the characters feel a little pre-developed, with the exception of Luffy, who, fortunately, never changes. Even the villains weren't really compelling. It just seems like the Straw Hat crew really gets up in a lot of brawls with a lot of overweight jerk-offs, but that's beside the point. The main villain is pretty weak, both physically and story-wise. Not that I was expecting much, but his devil fruit power was really cool. Like, I think that's one of the coolest devil fruit powers, actually. I'm a firing Malada! But, I guess, really, anything beats the power of bubbles. There's also a guy with a sword, and as we all know, whoever has a sword has to get his ass kicked by Zoro. It's this Indian dude who fights only for gold, and oh, that can't be politically correct. But who cares, because Zoro talks him out of it? Oh, come on! Zoro always wins the fight by kicking ass! Damn it. No, it's not these characters that make the movie somewhat compelling. This comes in the form of a final twist at the end of the movie. A certain twist about Wunan is what I believe, or at least I hope will, actually happen at the end of One Piece. There's a simple message that I felt was really the best part of the movie, and added a lot more to the show itself, but I honestly feel a little bad for spoiling it, so I won't. The animation wasn't particularly good. I don't recall it being any better than what I saw in the actual show at the time. I'm not saying that animation makes or breaks this or something, but come on, this is One Piece the movie! I expected a little bit more. Some flashier than normal action scenes perhaps? I don't know, just something. There wasn't even a whole lot of fighting. I swear, Zoro has his swords out for like a full minute. Though Luffy's fight was pretty fun to watch. The music fares a lot better, as One Piece always has really good music. The theme, Golden Odin, is a particularly good one, and the title that meant nothing to me until I watched this movie. Still, it's music that matches exactly what you'd see in the show, and I think even the introduction was the same if I remember correctly. The voice acting is all subbed and excellent. You know what? As long as it isn't for kids, I don't care if elementary school students try to dub it, it wouldn't be as bad. In conclusion, I have to say this film is a passable one. The movie isn't even an hour, clocking in at around 55 minutes, and it looks and feels a lot more like a 2-part filler episode than anything else. All they really did here was a classic, predictable One Piece adventure, That wasn't bad by any means, but it certainly didn't stand out, and wasn't really impressive considering that this is one of the first movies in one of the biggest anime franchises out there. The ending with Woonan is the only reason I'd say you might want to watch it, but even then, you aren't really missing that much. So despite an average first movie, there's still a lot more to come because the adventures never seem to end for our Straw Hat crew. Thanks for watching.